All right, guys, working on 2012 Fiat 500. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing the starter. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, we do need to access it from the top. There is a bolt there that is kind of tight to get to if you go up from the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the battery. We're going to pull that out. The battery box is going to come out. The ECM will need to come out. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is take out this bolt right down here. It's a 13 millimeter. All right, so let's just go ahead and loosen this one up. This one particular is also a 13. Okay, and then once it's loose, we can go ahead and just take this off. So you just wiggle it back and forth, and then we'll lift it right out. I need 2 hands to do this. This one's a little bit smaller. I think that's a 10. We'll just get on there and pull that one off too. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is take this bolt, and that nut off right down there. They're all 13s, so go ahead and take those out. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can either take the ECM off, and it's 4 bolts here. Here, I believe they're 10 millimeter. So there's one top, one bottom. So these right here, there's one there, there's one here, and one on this side here. You just have to flip the thing over to access them. They're right there. The other option is to take this off. Now, this actually locks this into place. Do not try to reef up on it. You will break it. Pull these back first. Pull up on it. Okay. Then as you pull up, keep going, and it will push itself out. Just like that. And then it comes directly straight out. This is the easiest way to do it. And then again on this one, same thing. You're going to grab over here. You're going to lift up. And see how it's popping out back here? It's pushing that out. It lifts this whole thing out. This is the way I would recommend doing it. All right, so all you need to do is just take and set your battery box off to the side. So I'm just going to set it up on top of the engine just for now. That way you don't have to disconnect your grounding strap. Anyways, now you have access down in here for your starter, which sits right back there. All right, so let me show you the starter before I actually show you the bolt. So this starter has threads right here. Okay, and that bolt has to be gone from the top down. So that one has to be accessed. That's why we're taking all this out, is to access that bolt, and that bolt is right down. So it's that bolt way down on the bottom, not the big one, but the one way down at the bottom there. That is the bolt that you need to take out, and that's where it threads into right there. The other two you can access from the bottom up, and then you've got your cable coming off there. All right, so that bolt that you can be taking out is a 13 millimeter, and so it's right here. Let me show you where I'm putting the right there. This. Okay, so it's that one that I'm talking about that you need to take out. Again, 13 millimeter. So let's go ahead and take that out. All right, so here's the bolt you're going to be taking out. All right, so there's the other bolt that you're going to be taking out right there. It's not the nut, it's the bolt on the back side. So let's go ahead and remove that. And then there's one more. All right, so there is the starter. Now the interesting part about it is they did not put a third bolt on that, so the thing basically just fell right directly out. I'm going to put one in. There we go. So there are the 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3. That's where the 3 bolts should be. All right, guys, so this is the original one. At least it looks like the original one. So it is from Fiat. This car has about 123,000 miles on it. It just looks like it's seen better days. You know, it's been in there for quite a while. So I would think that this is the original one. All right, so one of the most important things is to match these things up, the old to the new. Make sure that it is correct. If it is not the right one, take it back, get the right one. But anyways, let's go ahead and install it. All right, so let's go ahead and take the nut and the washer off of here, and then let's go ahead and slide back underneath, and we will go ahead and get this put in. All right, so one other thing I want to show you, I just crawled down underneath the engine. If you look here, there should be a guide pin that looks just like this on here, and there isn't one, and the reason why, it's still on the engine. All right, so let me show you something here. So that guide pin that I was telling you guys about, look at this one. Every time I grab it, it would just keep breaking off. So leave it alone. It's going to be a problem. Pull that one out. Way easier to do. All right, so the easiest is to get the starter in first before you hook up the electrical connection point. So go ahead and put your bolt in here. So get this one going. And then you can grab this one right here. And then the other one that's over on the other side is going to be from the top again, just like we did before, just in reverse. So, get this bolt and this bolt started. Do not tighten them down because you do have to move. You might have to move it around a little bit just to get these bolts lined up. Now we need to go to the top and get the other one started before you tighten anything down. All right, so this is what you're going to need. M8 1.25 by 45 millimeter. All right, so now that we got the new bolt down there, you can see it. Now that everything has been started, all right, so go ahead and tighten these bolts up. So all three of the bolts. Now the torque specifications for the 3 bolts is 19 foot-pounds. If you want to torque up. So 19 foot-pounds is not a whole lot of torque to it. So just tighten them up and get them good and, get them tight. All right, so now next thing we need to do is we need to hook up the electrical connection right there. So let's go ahead and make that. Now there's 2 wires that need to go on that one post right here, so that you're going to have 2 different wires. So let's go ahead and put that on there. Make sure that both of them are on there. You can see the big one right there. The other one is it's on the inside. So all right, so we're going to tighten up that the nut. You should have both wires on there, and then tighten that nut up. It's a 13 millimeter, so go ahead and tighten that. Get it good and snug. And then we can go ahead and put the black plastic piece back on the back side here. So we're just going to put it in place and then lock it in. All right, so now that you're done under there, we can go ahead and lower down your vehicle. Okay. All right, so now that we're going to install the battery box, you're just going to line it up with this stud right here. So that is going to go right up through here, and that's where you put your nut back into. Excuse me. As you install it, you just want to make sure that your wiring is routed correctly, and if you have hoses that you need to reclamp, go ahead and just put it right back down in. Okay, there you go. All right, so go ahead and drop your battery box over the top of this bolt. And then you just line up your two bolt holes here. So go ahead and start these three. All right, so now that you got your 2 bolts, the 1 nut back in, let's go ahead and make your electrical connection on your ECM. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to take it, you're going to set it straight down, okay? Push it until it stops. And then you're going to pull back on the arm, and what happens is this piece slides in and it binds down on these tabs here. So then what it does is it makes a positive lock, so this will not come off. So now make sure this is out. And then what you're going to do is, as you're bringing it back in, if you notice, this is going in, this is pulling back down, and then you just lock it. You'll hear a positive lock on there. Push that in, that side's done. It will not come off. Now let's bring in, okay, let's bring in this other one here. Again, same thing. Push it straight down, just like that. Watch this go in. So as you bring it back, make sure it's all the way pushed in. As you're bringing it back, you hear it lock. That's in place. Now push this in. Okay, that's a positive lock. Now let's go ahead and install the battery. You want to install your positive side terminal first, then the negative to avoid sparking. So go ahead and put this on, tighten these down, and tighten this one down. All right, so go ahead and tighten this up. This holds your battery in place so it won't move on you. Last thing that we need to do is to start it and make sure that everything works perfectly. All right, so the last thing we need to do is check to see that it works. Perfect. Works great. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.